2questions.tv. Today I'm talking about what to look for in a web hosting company, and I'm sharing which ones are my favorites. Welcome to 2questions.tv. I'm Susan Baroncini-Moe. I get a lot of emails from people asking me, how do I choose a web hosting company? What do I look for? And who do you use? So I thought today I'd shoot a quick video and share with you what are the characteristics and traits that I look for in a web hosting company, and what are my favorites. Okay, so what do I look for? I look for 3 things in a web hosting company. Well, sort of 3.5. I look for 3.5. Okay, so I look for speed, reliability, security, and then the sort of half is tools, maybe. I think speed and reliability, when you're looking at a medium to large company, those are almost universal now. So most of the time you'll get a pretty fast site. You still have to do things on your end when you're developing your site to make your site work better and be faster and load quicker. But a good web host makes a big difference in terms of the speed. In terms of reliability, I look at how much uptime my site will have. And in most cases, you're looking at 98.8, or 99.8, 99.9% reliability. So that means you have a 0.01% or 0.02% downtime, which isn't bad at all. I don't worry about that. So speed and reliability generally across the board are pretty universal when you're dealing with medium to large size companies. So then it comes down to tools, and which is a little one, but what's available? Is it easy to install things? Do they have little doodads that I can use on my site? Those things also are kind of negligible. So the big one I look for is security. And the reason that's such a big deal to me is because my site was hacked a couple of years ago. We had a lot of problems with malware and a ton of spam coming in across the site. And so I work really hard to find web hosting companies that help me to manage that. And so I look for security as an important part of my process when I'm deciding what web hosting company to use. And I look at it from 2 angles. One is proactively, how much do they do to protect me so I don't get hacked in the first place? And then on the second side is after the fact, if I've been hacked, what do they do? How do they handle it? Because I was with a company that they would quarantine my entire site if I got hacked, and it didn't seem like they did too much to help proactively to keep the hacks from happening. And once it did get hacked, they would just quarantine my whole site, or they would just let it be, there you go, you're hacked again. And so then I would have some random person has created a new page on my site that now is my homepage. It was crazy. So the company I'm with now, they are proactive, and they also quarantine the files. So if malware shows up anywhere on my hosting account, they will quarantine those files for me. And that's really helpful. I am very happy with their service. I've also installed some tools on my WordPress site to help manage proactively any potential hacking. And there's a company I'm going to link to in the show notes for today that I will also recommend. The 2 hosting companies I would recommend to you, I will tell you, are extremely good hosting companies. One is the one where I host my sites. The other is for more robust WordPress sites that I don't really require. My sites aren't that big that I require that much space and that much service, but both are highly recommended by my web developer and highly recommended by me. I do have an affiliate relationship with them. So I'm going to put their links down here as I tell you about the companies. I would be very grateful if you would use the links because they send me a little check to thank me for recommending it to you. And that helps us keep the show afloat. Keep the lights on, whatever. So until we get a sponsor anyway. So, okay, the company that I currently use is called A2 Hosting. And I'm going to put that link right here. Hopefully you see it now. And I like them for a lot of reasons. They were not the easiest to deal with at the beginning because I came from a hosting company that was super easy to deal with. And it was just an adjustment period. But I've really enjoyed the service. I've been with them for now almost 2 years, and I really like the service that I get. And they are really quite good at being proactive and and active about security. So I really like them, and I'm very, very happy with them. If I had, and the other thing I really like about them is that my husband also has an account with them, and he does not use WordPress anymore. He's a full stack web developer, and he knows Python and Ajax and all these, I'm not I'm a former web developer. I don't know these things anymore, but I do know that he's able to use A2 for a wide range of different kinds of programming languages for his purposes. And so as he develops things for freelance projects and test projects, he's able to use A2 for that. So they have a wide variety available. It's not just WordPress. Now, there is a company that is wonderful for very robust WordPress websites. So if you have a website where you have a lot of content, or your site's very big, or you have a ton of traffic, then WP Engine would probably be better suited for you. And they are just a bigger host. They have a lot more space dedicated for you, and they'll give you a little more service up front. And I think they're an excellent alternative if you have a very large site and perhaps a bigger budget. Like I said, my sites are pretty small, and I don't really require a lot. So I like to keep it lean, and so A2 works for me. But if I had a bigger site that had more, I have my fair share of traffic. It's not that. It's that if I had even more traffic and millions of views a week or a month or whatever, I would probably use WP Engine. But because we're only talking thousands of views, I stick with A2, and it serves me quite well. So I hope that's helpful, and I hope that answers your questions. If you have other ideas about what to look for in a web host, please share them in the comments. But until then, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.